Wow, I did not expect this. What's up everybody, Rodrick here with what could be the king of the budget smartphone space. We have the Xiaomi, wait, scratch that. It's made by Xiaomi technically, but they're trying to branch off Redmi into their own company, so we have the Redmi Note 7. Remember, this phone retails for roughly $150 US, so that is pretty crazy because a couple of years back, $150 would get you not really a smartphone, maybe a flip phone, or a smartphone that wasn't too smart, but this one is pushing the boundaries with some great specs. It comes in a couple of different configurations. This particular one has 3 GB of RAM and 32 GB of storage. It has the Snapdragon 660 and the Adreno 512 GPU. It's running Android Pie with the MIUI put on top. We're looking at a big 4,000 mAh battery, a 6.3-inch Full HD Plus display with a 19.5 by 9 aspect ratio covered in Gorilla Glass 5. It comes in at 2340 by 1080, which is 409 ppi. And then one of the big selling points of this thing, we have a 48 megapixel primary camera with a 5 megapixel secondary camera, which supports 1080p at up to 60 frames per second. And we also have a 13 megapixel front facing camera for those selfies. We have a dual SIM or a SIM and micro SD card slot, and all the other things you would expect on a smartphone. This particular phone is a Chinese version because the global version isn't out yet, and it won't really work too well in the United States, but I was like, why not give it a shot and see what all the hype is about. Now let's get inside and take a look at this thing. The box looks surprisingly nice. 18 something, Mi branding, Redmi Note 7, Redmi Note 7, nada, Redmi Note 7, nada, and some more information in Chinese. Now this is my favorite part. Quiet, please. Okay, it stopped. There we go. First thing we have in the box is actually an included case. I think this is a warranty card. The case is a gel skin case. It feels really sticky. I'm not sure if this is the case I would prefer, but at least it comes with a case. Nice thing to have. Nice thing to have when you get a new phone. Wow, this thing looks pretty nice on first glance. That's crazy. Also in the box, we do have a charging brick. Here's all the specs if you were wondering. A USB Type-C charging cable. Perfect. We also have a little user guide that's all in Chinese, so I guess I definitely won't be needing this. And we also have a SIM ejection tool. Ooh, everybody quiet. This is my real favorite part. On the bottom we have a microphone and speaker as well as the USB Type-C charging port. Over on the right side we have the power button and volume controls. On the left side we just have the nano SIM and micro SD card slot. On the top we have an IR blaster as well as a headphone jack and a microphone. On the top we have the 13 megapixel front facing camera as well as the earpiece. Over on the back we have the fingerprint sensor as well as a flash and the dual camera setup. Looks good. The included case fits really well, just like a glove, although it really doesn't add any protection whatsoever. As you can see, the camera hump is still out, and there is literally no raise over the screen, so it's basically just protecting the sides from a drop, I guess. Now, first impressions holding this phone has a nice size, has a huge screen. It feels actually really good. It does have a all glass back and the front, of course, but the edges do have that plastic feel. And we're on. Not much of an animation, but it was fun to watch, right? Right? Now that we got this thing powered on, we'll go through the setup process. Whoa, okay. English, there we go. Perfect. All right, fingerprint time. Let's see how this goes. All right, that was pretty easy. Every time I touched it, it vibrated. Nice. Wake with voice, that's pretty cool. So you can use your voice when the screen is on or while you're listening to music with the screen off. That doesn't really sound like that much of a big deal. I don't even know what that says. What does that say? Xiao I tonke? Xiao I tonke? Xiao I tonje? Xiao I tonje? Xiao I tonje? Okay, apparently it worked. Location, we don't need that. We don't need that. We'll update manually. And then now we don't need that. Now we got themes. Let's see, they both kind of look the same. I'll just leave it at default. Okay, you know what? I'm willing to try out the full screen gestures, hoping they're iPhone-like. That would be great. Okay, now let's learn the gestures. Everything's in Chinese. Okay, but you swipe up to go home. Perfect, just like an iPhone. Great, I know that. Swipe from the bottom and pause. Okay, just like an iPhone. Perfect. Swipe from the right edge. That goes back, right? Yep, just like an iPhone. We're good to go. Setup complete. Swipe up. And we're in. Now we're into the actual UI. It does look a bit cartoonish for my liking, so I would definitely install Nova Launcher personally. But this screen looks really nice. I'm actually pleasantly impressed. The notch is almost non-existent. I'm really liking the way the battery icon looks. Why don't more manufacturers put the percentage in the battery icon? As always, we can pull down for quick toggles. Right now we're gonna put the SIM card in. If you're wondering, the SIM card tray is plastic, so you're gonna have to be wary of that. Try not to break it. We got the SIM card in, and now for the insertion. Oh, I forgot there's a fingerprint on the back. Boom. That's fast. Let's see how fast the fingerprint is. Whoa, fast. Okay. You guys can hear that, right? That's fast. Take a listen, you can hear right when it unlocks. That's fast. As for bloatware, let's see, we have tools. These look like some useful things. Over here we have more apps. That doesn't sound good. Everything's in Chinese, so basically all of this for me will be bloatware since I'm not in China. And we also have Baidu Map. I'm guessing that's probably Chinese related. This, I guess the Mi Store's cool. Yeah, not too much, I guess, as long as you can install. Let's find out. Let's install Alipay. Uninstall, perfect. It lets you uninstall it. Oh, that's a pretty cool animation. Let's do that again. Let's get Taobao. Oh, I like that. I want to be doing this all day. Nice. Okay, I'm gonna stop boring you guys with that. All right, now we're gonna have to take a look at the camera since that's one of the main selling points of this phone. Let's see what we're working with here. It's relatively fast. Let's take a look at these pictures. Actually, not bad. Here, let me try with the flash, get some light here. Okay, I'm actually impressed. This is a pretty sharp image right here. Let's try out the front-facing camera here. It doesn't look too bad. I think there's a beauty mode on here. All right, let's turn that off. All right, got a shot here. Oh, it did mirror the image though, which is kind of annoying, so I'm gonna have to turn that off. This is actually a decent shot. I'm actually impressed. Okay, it has a lot of detail in it. It does look a little bit muddy, but I'm actually really impressed. Try out a front-facing portrait shot. Actually, not bad. My earring did get a little bit blurred out on both sides, but I mean, my face looks pretty much in focus. It even got my hair really well. I'm impressed. This phone is definitely a fingerprint magnet, but I mean, so is pretty much every other phone, especially when it's made out of glass. The snappiness of this is actually really acceptable. I'm actually pretty impressed. I do feel like there is a bit of a delay on a couple things or a little bit of stutter, but I mean, that's to be expected since this isn't a flagship phone. The screen though, it looks amazing. Is this how, let me put it up to max brightness. Well, I'm really impressed with this screen. It looks great from all angles. Like, I'm having it all the way over here. I could still see all the colors and everything. It doesn't distort. Wow, I did not expect this. The quality's amazing. I'm gonna need to test out the video and the speaker quality on this thing. Let's go on to YouTube. All right, the video looks good, although the audio, that's the problem. We're looking at a single bottom firing speaker. It is decently loud, but it does have a little bit of a hollow feeling to it.
I can't even see it, guys. Let me know if you think it's good. Thumbs up if it looks good.
The video looks good. The notch is barely noticeable, so that's good. Now, doing the rotate to full screen, there is a bit of a slowdown and a delay, but it is smooth when it actually decides to go. Now, flicking away some apps, it does look like there's a bit of a delay. Seriously, first impressions of this phone are great. Like, I did not expect any of this. The fingerprint sensor, super fast, lightning fast, faster than lightning. I don't know, that's crazy. The build quality of this is amazing. A lot better than I expected. Now, the back glass does feel like it's thin when I tap on it. But it is Gorilla Glass 5. The screen, it looks great. This chin, I thought that would be an issue, but it's not actually noticeable at all. The screen is so immersive by itself, the chin doesn't actually bother me. I am very impressed with the quality that you get for $150. I did not expect this. It feels great in the hand. I mean, it does feel like plastic on the edges, but I mean, it's plastic, so what do you expect? But we got some glass on the front, even glass on the back. It is a major fingerprint magnet, but that's to be expected. That's why you got a case here. I mean, it's not really protecting it, but it does protect it from fingerprints, although you get fingerprints on the case. There's no real winning here, but look at that screen. That looks amazing. And this fingerprint scanner, So great, look how fast that is. Now if you use this phone in the US like me, you are looking at only HSPA plus speeds, which is actually pretty good considering this is a Chinese phone. You won't be picking up LTE, so if that's a major deal breaker for you, you might want to wait for the global release version of this, and then you'll be able to get LTE. But $150? I can't believe it. Like, this is a lot of phone for $150. The screen is amazing. I did not expect this. The last phone I got for like $100 was a piece of crap. I don't know how they did it. Now I will have some more videos coming for this phone, especially one about the camera to see how good this 48 megapixel camera actually is in the real world. Comment down below and let me know what you guys want to see. If you want to pick one of these up for yourself, I mean, it's so cheap. I mean, get one as a backup phone. Why not? The link's down below in the description. Thumbs up, red subscribe button, social media, and I'll see you in the next one.